Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Checking in on you on this post-election day, as I believe votes are still being counted. In the meantime, we are going to continue our homeowner empowerment series. We are doing a property owners empowerment series. So say hi, say hello, drop a comment down below. Let me know where you are tuning in from. You know how we do it here. Press 1 lets me know you're here. Press 2 lets me know that you shared it. Shout out to our radio podcast listeners. I'm still feeling pumped regardless of what's happening in the political arena. Why? Because I'm in my I'm in my purpose. I am offering a great service and value, just educating and empowering individuals as they are wanting to make sense during this economic time. There's a lot of turbulence we've been feeling, depending what side of the pendulum you've been on. And we're going to continue that. All right. DJ, hit the music. All right. Bring us down a little bit. All right. Bring us down. All right. Very good. All right. Say hi, say hello again. Once again, my name's Lisa Puerto, also known as Super Agent. I am a national public educator. I am a real estate broker and owner. I'm an active California real estate professional. So if you have an opportunity to work with me, kudos to us. We are embarking on a fantastic journey that is a purposeful journey. On a purposeful journey. I get calls from all over the country too. And that's just being out there as an educator. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for those of you who are referring family and friends to me that now become an extension of me as well. I've been really happy to witness childbirth, marriage. I've also supported people through their divorce, death, all those life events. So yeah, this is really real. So I'm so happy to be Lisa, right? Lisa P. Although, if you haven't heard, I said Lisa P, but although if you haven't heard, your girl got married this past weekend. I was a married woman. Yes. Shout out to my husband. I love you, honey. Shout out to my husband. So, yes, we definitely shared in a very intimate, private wedding over the past weekend. And I know I've been receiving phone calls and the messages, and you have all been just showering us with your blessings. So thank you all for that, and uplifting us in your prayers and your well wishes. And yes, I would say, I could say but we share in so much joy and happiness because it's been such a long time coming for us. And I'm so grateful to have my king. I can do a whole nother show of the stuff that I was doing internally to manifest the embodiment of my physical masculine manifestation or representation. He is amazing. And I know when you meet him all, or when you have an opportunity to connect with and meet him, you'll go like, oh, okay, I see why. Thank you. Amari says, congratulations, Queen. Yes, thank you. I love watching the videos with you and your queen. And I think it's very important for us to also at this time to really share and put that display of love at a time where people are hurting. They are confused. They feel alone, right? There's this alone versus loneliness, right? We should be able to be okay within ourselves. And that's all the work that I did. So I don't mean to make this segment about love, but sometimes we do, right? And I share that stuff with the kids as well when we talk about real estate and the decisions we make. Just like marriage is a partnership, it's a business partnership. You want to make sure that the person you're connecting with is like mind, like visions, because, as I just briefly shared, that I've supported clients through their divorce sales. I've done the episode of love and home ownership. Who gets the house when it's over? What happens then? So you've got to be very upfront about having those discussions. And usually people have those discussions in the middle of it falling apart. It's like, oh, what do we do now? I want the house and all that other stuff. Anyway, I did a show about that. And I think it's a great topic to revisit for some of you who are unfamiliar with just kind of that process when you are dividing assets, okay, post the relationship. But on a positive note, yes, I am so enamored, so in love, and I have been living that. I have been living that and being that. And so what you see is just a physical manifestation of that reflection. A lot of you know me to be a very loving, serving, giving person. And the universe has co-conspired and co-created for me someone who reciprocates that right back to me. And he does that in a fantastic way. All right. So, honey, if you're listening this morning, hi. If you have a chance to listen this morning, I'll see you later. Isn't that funny? So cute. My voice even gets high pitched when I talk to him. Amari says, you're welcome. Thank you. Empowering content. Absolutely. Okay, cool. Let's get back to today's topic. We are continuing our empowerment series for our homeowners who are experiencing, or families and friends who you know could be experiencing financial hardships. I have been reading just some projections that there is an expected 600,000 units, that's properties, to be in foreclosure through 2021. And so we were visiting this information as it relates to the moratorium. There's a national moratorium. Essentially, if you have a loan, that's one of the GSEs, right? So that's a Fannie Mae loan, a Freddie Mac loan, a Veteran Administration's guaranteed loan. If you have a USDA loan, which is the United States Department of Agricultural loan, you have protections in play right now. And so we've been discussing those protections and those alternatives that are available to you in the event that you're experiencing a financial hardship. What we are seeing right now, the people that are experiencing that hardship and the number of defaults that are increasing on mortgages are mainly impacting our hourly wage earners, our hourly wage earner population who cannot make that next payment, who have not been able to make that next payment. And so we are on part 6 of I think we'll conclude next week of the 7-part series. Just to recap, we covered the first part. We talked about the homeowner bill of rights. So you should know that you have rights as a homeowner. So definitely go back and subscribe to Ready Set Real Estate, keyword Ready Set Real Estate on the radio podcast, or keyword LA Super Agent, and just subscribe, hit that like button, follow button, subscribe, whatever that button is there on your whatever platforms you're following. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I'm not doing my lives anymore. I'm just focusing on Facebook and YouTube. And I cannot wait till LinkedIn opens up their beta live stream, because listen, my LinkedIn family, I can't wait to bring this content to you as well. But nevertheless, if you are already connected or you're new to me, I would suggest you definitely stay connected. My motto is connect, build, and share, right? Connect, let's build together, let's create something together, and let's share, right? Let's empower other people, each one teach one, each one reach one. All right, so we've covered homeowner bill of rights, we covered reinstatement plans, we've covered repayment plans, we've covered loan modification, we've covered, I think that's, let me look at forbearance. We've covered forbearance. I have my note right here. Forbearance, reinstatement, repayment, and loan modification last week. And today we're going to talk about short sales. Is a short sale, is it right for me? And we're doing classroom style, so feel free to take notes as I go along in this presentation. And stay tuned for the information on what I like to say is the 5 tips to monitor your mortgage. Okay, so stay tuned for that towards the end. For those of you who have been tuning in, you have that information, so it should be top of mind. You know how to manage your mortgage. For those of you who are new, or you're new homeowners, or your heirs, you're an inheritor, meaning you have inherited property, definitely this information is definitely helpful to you. I also suggest we've created a very unique platform and program called Property Owners Edu, so that we can close that gap of wealth transference, because oftentimes people don't know how to manage real estate once you get it. You think all you're supposed to do is just wake up every morning, go to work, or do whatever you do, pay your mortgage every month, and think that's it. It's a little bit more involved. And so Property Owners EDU is developed for our homeowners and developed for our inheritors. So check that out at propertyownersedu.com. Have your own real estate pocket advisor. Wouldn't that be awesome to have your own real estate pocket advisor right in your pocket? Uh, we've helped so many people out of scams. Right now, we are assisting a client remove 6 people that were added to her deed, fraudulently added to her deed. And so we are now assisting that. We also assisted a homeowner who was selling, facing hardship. He got caught up with some scammers, investors, kind of a really bad situation. And we got him out of his situation within 48 hours of actually the sale going through, meaning 48 hours from closing escrow. We were able to pull him out and save him and give him a better alternative or option where he can decide what is best for him and not be under the pressure or under the knife of somebody who's trying to gut him. All right. So very, very important that we have a tool and a resource. And oftentimes people just don't know where to go for that. So through my experience, my business model, we've put a platform together for that. All right. propertyownersedu.com. Okay, cool. Let us continue. I want to also recap as I go through this real quick. Mortgage lender versus mortgage servicer. If you're tuning in, feel free. This is open discussion and you can chime in. We definitely need to understand the difference between a mortgage lender and a mortgage servicer. So I'd like to address that now as we discuss the difference between a mortgage lender and a mortgage servicer. See, the mortgage lender is the investor, the bank, who lend you money. You borrowed money from them. You are paying them back over a period of time, right? Your loan is amortized over a period of time. Whether it's a 15-year mortgage, 30-year mortgage, or 40-year mortgage, it is amortized over time, whether you're paying on an adjustable rate mortgage or a fixed rate mortgage, whether you used a conforming loan or a non-QM, right, non-qualifying mortgage, or a insured mortgage like an FHA insured loan or a VA guaranteed loan. You are paying somebody back, and that somebody is the mortgage lender. However, oftentimes your loan is repackaged and sold, and there's also a middle person or middle entity, a company called a mortgage servicer, who is collecting payments from you and is accounting for the payments, your balance, any credits, etc., etc., etc. Not all mortgage servicers are great, which is why you need to know this information. They are not great at accounting. Some of them were responsible for the influx of people, the overwhelming amount of people we had witnessed lose their homes during the 2008 housing crisis. It was because the mortgage servicers were purposely not reporting or recording payments received from the borrowers or homeowners. All right, that's all documented. Go look into that. It's all documented. There has recently been a settlement last year of another mortgage servicer company that paid $48 million in settlement, along with penalties and fines for also illegally foreclosing against military families or veterans, right? They're off to war, and these folks are foreclosing on their house, on their property. So this is why this information is very important, is for you to understand the difference. How do we do that? You make the phone call. You get a statement every month and you have to ask the question, who owns my loan? That would be the lender investor, right? Who owns my loan? Are you the mortgage servicer? Yes, we are. We are the one servicing your loan. We will communicate to the investor. The investor is the person that owns your loan. Okay. Feeling good about that? Thumbs up. Drop a thumbs up in the comments below that you're still keeping up with me. Mortgage lender versus mortgage servicer. Now let's get into this. Is a short sale right for me? This essentially is a question you've got to ask yourself, right? This is your coming to, quote unquote, Jesus moment, as most would say, right? Like coming to self and saying, look, what's going on? What do I need to do? What's realistic for me? And so the question is, can you afford your current monthly mortgage payment? And do you owe more on your mortgage than your home is worth? All right. Thanks, Amari. Gives me thumbs up. We're in this together. Do you owe more on your mortgage than your home is worth? And can you still afford your monthly mortgage payments? If the answer is no, and that you cannot afford it, right? You cannot afford the payment, and you owe more on your mortgage, and you've concluded, you know what? I think I need to just move on. We've got to hit the reset button. And it's got to be okay. It's got to be a healthy discussion with you, your advisors, your moral support team, to say, we've got to start this over again. It baffles me how individuals personally, have a challenge with starting over again financially, and corporations file bankruptcy all the time and start over again. We as individuals, we pull our hair, and you know what? Sometimes I did it. I've had to reset my life and start over again. It's got to be okay. Get with your top 5. I've spoken about the top 5. Who are the top 5? Right? Your PCP, your primary care physician or holistic doctor, your tax advisor, consultant, or CPA, your property insurance or life insurance advisor, your insurance advisor, whether that's property and casualty, life and health insurance advisor, your attorney, and your real estate broker, professional / agent, consultants. This is your mind, body, spirit. I gave you a tip last week that if you don't have the full top 5, start doing the research. If you are looking to make a financial change in your life, in your family's life, in the next generation's life, you should have the top 5. You should have this team of people who are representing your best interests, your mind, body, and spirit. And even if you don't do primary care physician or holistic doctor, even a therapist, mind, body, spirit. Okay. Who is that team for you? So if you're saying, all right, I prefer to sell, I can manage the process with the help of a professional, then yeah, let's do this. So if the answer is yes, then you work with your mortgage servicer to determine the listing price, and that's a broker priced opinion is what they will order. It's called a BPO. Write that in your notes. It's a BPO. It's essentially an appraisal done by a real estate professional. It's a very tedious process. I used to do BPOs. I do not want to do BPOs. It's very tedious. But from a business standpoint, as an agent professional, it gives us an opportunity to connect with people that are facing pre-foreclosure or going this route of a short sale. So the investor wants to know, what is this property worth? Because they get this, even though you're the owner and you're selling, the bank, the investor, has the final say on price and terms. It is a process. There is an application, there is a package that needs to be submitted for them to review and approve going forward with the short sale. Because essentially, you are asking the bank slash investor to allow you to sell your home for less than what you owe. Get it? Short sale. You are asking them to sell it short of the amount you owe. Let's do not simple numbers. You owe 200,000. Your property is worth 160,000. That would be a short sale because the bank now has to confirm that the price that you are considering selling for, or that they're willing to accept, it has to show that the values has dropped. And that comes by way of a broker priced opinion. Once they have that order, they will then decide, okay, based on that, this is what the final price will be. We will not take anything less than that. And that's important. Sometimes people think, yes, you get a deal per se. It depends. But for me, the deals are on the terms, right? What are the terms? It's not always about the price, but the terms. If you as a seller needs time, then and someone's willing to give you time, that may be more important to you than the price. Unfortunately, because the programs that were available expired last year, I think it was last summer, even maybe the summer of 2018, I want to say. The last of those programs that came down during the Obama administration, when people were losing or facing foreclosures or going through short sales, there was funds for relocation. Those are things that may be considered in your negotiation, right? So when you work with a real estate professional, ask for that. Is it possible that I cannot earn as an owner, as a seller, I cannot receive money from the sale, but you may receive money to relocate. They may agree that you can get $5,000, right? They have a cap on that amount in order for you to relocate and put your first a deposit and first month's and last month's rent on a new place. So you can relocate and move on with your life, start a new chapter. It's important for you to know that if you are deciding to go this route, it's not the end of life. I have to say that again. It is not the end of life. I have to say that again. It is not the end of life. You know why? Because in 2008, during the housing crisis, there were so many people that were literally destroying and killing their families. So many people, because it was too hard to start over again. All right. So don't get help. Right. And I'm going to give you the number to get help with this stuff. So reach out to a professional. Not everyone is as versed or experienced with the process. And so you've got to be really, really patient with the process. Let me make sure my laptop's plugged in. Poppy, can you plug in my laptop? Give me a second. All right, very good. Thanks for your patience. Just had to plug that in. We plugged in? Mm-hmm. Good to go. All right, very good. And we're going to wrap this up soon. Okay, so requires the bank and investor approval of the short sale. And notice that you are the seller as the homeowner, property owner, but the bank has the final say on price and terms. All right. Any questions, comments? If you are missing this live, go ahead and hashtag replay. If you have any questions, you can send them directly to me. I'll give you my contact. It's right up here as well. You have my information as super agent, 323-488-3265, 323-488-3265, and I'll put it up there on the screen. All right, so help is free and available 24 hours a day. Please make note of this information. You should have it on your refrigerator or on your speed dial. Lock it in. 7 days a week. You have HUD approved housing counselors are available. So like I keep saying, while you want to reach out to me, Lisa is not going to answer her phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There is a team that can help do that. If you do need someone to assist with the short sale, again, I'm a realtor professional. I'm a California licensed broker, and I can refer someone in your respective state that can assist you with that process. If it's something you are experiencing or deciding to learn more about and see if it's the best decision. Also, you can call 888-995-HOPE. That's a great number, right? Because there's where there's a will, there's a way. Okay. So call 888-995-4673. I'm saying that number for our radio podcast listeners, for those of you who are tuning in on the radio and hearing this information. And again, I wanted to make sure we talked about 5 tips to monitor your mortgage. Number 1, write it down. You should be writing everything down. Taking note of those phone calls, recording those phone calls, right? Because they say, well, this call is recorded. You should say, well, I'm recording the call too, making sure you're documenting what is said. So write it down. Number 1, write it down. Make notes so that it's reflected on your mortgage statement. What does that mean? That means if you are requesting a change or additional information, write down the representative, the name, and the extension, and the reference for the call. They do have a reference for the call. Sometimes it's like, the date and part of the loan number or something, whatever unique ID they give you, write it down. Write the date, the time, who you spoke with, write it down. I can't tell you how many times when I consult with people over what's going on in their scenarios or situation, they said, well, I called so-and-so and they told me, great, who did you speak to? I don't remember. I didn't write it down. You've got to write this stuff down because that's how we can track it. That's how we hold somebody accountable for what they are saying to you. Okay, number 2, read each monthly mortgage statement. Even if you have your mortgage statement on auto pay, you may have this on auto deduct every month. Read each monthly mortgage statement because you may have a mortgage servicer that might not be crediting your payments correctly. You may not notice that the property taxes increased and your escrow account is short. I get that question a lot. Why are they asking me for more money? I thought I had a fixed payment. Let's debunk this myth right now. Your mortgage is not fixed. Your interest rate might be fixed, but your mortgage is not. 2 things that contribute to a change in your mortgage payment amount is your property insurance and your property taxes. If those go up or down, your mortgage payment is going to fluctuate up or down. Although you may be signed up for a fixed interest rate, there is a difference. Know the difference. Okay. Number 3, check your credit reports regularly, if not annually. It is federally mandated that you receive 3 copies. You receive a copy from each 3 credit bureaus. That's annualcreditreport.com. That is the only official website that gives you your credit report for free from all 3 credit agencies. What are those agencies? Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. Okay. Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. Mari says, this is good. I'm glad you feel that way. I'm glad. Okay. So check your credit reports. Annualcreditreport.com. It's free. And when you do it, keep track of when you logged in. So if you check your credit, you pull your credit report today, November 4th, next year, 2021 on November 4th, it will be free again. So it's really easy online. I attempted to do mine. I got kicked out of it. Why? Because I found out recently someone is using my identity. So I'm going through that process to now dispute it and clean it up. This is why it is federally mandated that you review this information, is because they know this is a big business. Identity theft is a big market. It's a big market. All right. And we've got to be armed. Arm yourself. Super agent is helping you arm yourself. Okay. Okay. We're doing really good on time. We're going to wrap up shortly. Number 4, confirm or continue to pay your property taxes and insurance. Okay. Notice, for those of you who are inheritors, you may not have a mortgage statement. You may have inherited a property free and clear. I hear that a lot. It's paid for. But guess what? You have property taxes due. And depending on what state, your utility company can also file a lien against your property for unpaid utility bills. Don't lose your home for an unpaid water bill. Let's not do that. If you need help, go to propertyownersedu.com, right? Get a team behind you to educate you and support you. Don't lose your property over unpaid property taxes and unpaid utility bills. This is a real thing. I shared the story of the gentleman, the 80-something-year-old gentleman that lost his property due to $8.12 owed on his property tax. Had he been a member of Property Owners Edu, he would have had a team behind him to verify that the amount was paid current and the default was rescinded. You've got to clear it. You've got to confirm any rescissions. If you've received a notice default, you also have to get a rescission recorded, people. You have to, if they recorded a notice of default, you paid up, you bring it current, you have to get a rescission recorded, meaning they're removing it off the title. All right. Number 5, keep lines of communication open with your mortgage servicer. What does that mean? If you're going through stuff, you see it coming, I suggest you make the phone call, you send an email, or you write a fax and you send it off and say, I'm going through something. I'm probably not going to be able to make the next month's mortgage payment. Or, hey, this is what I'm going through. This is why we talked about the options: forbearance, reinstatement, repayment, loan modification. And now we are on the short sale that if all else fails, you're just saying, I gotta hit the restart button. I gotta check out. This mortgage is more than this home is worth. I'm out of here. Then you've got to communicate that as well to the mortgage servicer, because they've got to begin the short sale process. They have to approve it. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now I got some goodies to give you. If you want a free copy of CFPB's Homeowner's Guide to Success, I think it's great. It's where this information is coming from and a lot more. It has a budget sheet in there and great tips and resources as well. I can email it to you as a PDF. It's from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Send me an email. Just put in there Homeowner's Guide in the subject line and I'll send that right to you. Okay, get this information. Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. All right, email Lisa, that's Lisa, at lasuperaagent.com. If you don't have any questions, or if you just want to provide a comment or a feedback, listen, I'm here for it. Just let me know how I can help or who I can help. Who can I help? In the meantime, we know regardless of what's going on in the bigger world of things, we've got to be watching our inner world. We've got to be protecting our personal spaces and those of our loved ones as well. And as we feel the turbulence of what's coming, it's really important for us to be empowered and equipped with information so that we know how to weather the storm. All right. Amari, I see your email. I'll get that to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. And listen, the rest of you, have a fantastic and productive week. Kudos to any of the winners of your elected officials. in your respective states. We'll see you next week as we continue another information-packed episode on Ready, Set, Real Estate. Bye.